Hi guys, it's Jim Bounds here with Motorhome Rehab Ranch, and we're going to talk about paint today. Before that, I want to tell you about this. Every Southern gentleman should know this. This is Coke in a glass bottle. You put some peanuts in it. The thing that's special about these in Florida, these are from South America. They're made with real cane sugar. It's a great thing, gets you going. So here, hang on to that for me. Thank you very much. We're going to talk about paint. Paint, big subject. I'm sitting here in front of Fandango. This is Bill's pretty cool looking machine. Very nice paint job. No paint lines. Buffed out to 3,000. It's very nice. And it's pretty expensive to do it that way. And does that fit what you need though? Should every coach look beautiful? They can, but does that fit your lifestyle and what you want to use it for? I'll tell you a quick story. I bought a 70 Mustang convertible that convinced my wife to marry me. It worked. But the car, good that she didn't know much about cars because this thing was rusted past the door handles. It was a Bondo Bandit. I worked on it probably 3 years. I had to put floorboards. One day I'm driving down the road and the trunk lifts up because the trunk latch rotted off. Tell you how bad it was. So anyway, how do you get it working? So I did all the body work I could do, made it look good, and I went to Earl Shop. You remember those guys. Any car, $49.95 or whatever. So go in there. Now remember, this is a 70 Mustang convertible. The guy looked at me like, oh, it's nuts. Going to put a $50 paint job on this thing. So we had it all set up. We're going to paint it red. So as I left, I went to the back where the painter was, and I gave him 20 bucks. I said, you're going to see a red Mustang convertible go through here in the next day or two. If it looks really good, I'm going to give you another 30 bucks. So I doubled the cost of my paint job. Went to go pick it up. The gal was pulling the tape off. Said, boy, this thing, sure, it has a lot of paint on it. But yeah, that dude really did the job. So there's two things involved, not three, two. There's two things involved basically in paint. The labor, which also is the expertise. You can't just throw some guy that's never painted. It's the labor and the materials, right? Well, with the Earl Scheib dude, I spiked the gun by giving the painter 50 bucks. Back then, you know, it was a big deal. And what did I get? I got a really well-shot paint job, but it was still toothpaste paint. As long as I kept wax on it, it looked really good, almost like that. Boy, you let it go 3 or 4 days, and that paint turned into flat red. It was terrible. So did I get my money's worth? Well, yeah, I knew what I was going into. Did I value the car? Actually, a guy did buy it, and I told him what it was. I told him. He still bought the Bondo Bandit. He still bought it. And I actually made some money on it, but I did not intend to. That paint job did not add value. It added looks to it, but in the end, it had so much Bondo and such cheap paint, probably in a year the paint fell off. You don't want to do that. These motorhomes are as big as 2 elephants. You can't wax this thing every 3 or 4 days. You can't put crappy paint on it, but you got to wax it. And then if you just throw paint on it, that's a lot of paint. You're still going to have a lot of money in materials, even if it's cheap materials. So painting is a relative term. Earl Scheib, $50. Today you can go down Facto Bake, I think it was $250. Any car. You know how good that is. And then you go down to the store, you look at a concourse car. Bill's into concourse cars. Man, he had an Oldsmobile that he wrecked it. It's beautiful. That paint job had to be $30,000 or $40,000. Why? It's because of the materials and the labor, the expertise of that labor. That's what paint's about. Those two things. You buy cheap paint, do a super duper paint job, it'll last a little while. Use good paint, Crappy prep work, crappy labor looks terrible. So you got to have both. And this is a big machine. You know, if you treat this like a truck, you know, you go to a truck place, he'll wash it with Ajax, bag the windows, and fog it. White, what do you want? White, yellow, or green? You know, uh, that paint job might have runs in it, might have overspray in it, may have some things, but who cares? It's a truck. That guy's used to painting big things, whatever color you want, but he's not into the quality. Quality paint, he does everything. You know, block sands the primer, does all the steps, wet sand and buff and all that. That takes time. It takes a lot of time. That's why that paint job costs more. Okay. Now, we're going to put this on pause a second, get fancy maybe. We're going to go to another coach, and I want to show you some proper done primer. All right? Be right back.